In the sanctum of his divine essence, the universe lay veiled in the potential of creation, awaiting the whisper of his word. With boundless love and unfathomable wisdom, he breathed life into existence, weaving the tapestry of reality with purpose and grace. As we stand on the precipice of existence, let us pause to contemplate the profound truth that in the genesis of all things, God, the architect of beginnings, inviting us to join him in the unfolding story of creation. We find the resounding melody of God's omnipotence echoing through the ages. From the moment he spoke light into the darkness, to the majestic display of his power over the tempestuous seas, his sovereignty reigns supreme. Just as Jesus, the Son of God, stood upon the boat amidst the raging storm and commanded the winds and waves to be still, so too does his divine authority permeate every corner of creation. In the hushed reverence of dawn's first light and the gentle whisper of the breeze, we witness his handiwork, for he holds the universe in the palm of his hand. Let the stories of Jesus calming the sea serve as a testament to his unwavering control over the chaos of life's trials, reminding us that in the midst of our own storms, we need only call upon his name, and he will calm the tumult within our souls. With hearts steadfast in faith, let us anchor ourselves in the unshakable truth of his omnipotence, finding strength in the knowledge that the same God who stilled the waters of Galilee walks beside us in every moment, guiding us through the ebb and flow of life's journey. In the sacred scriptures, we find a tapestry of divine promises woven with threads of courage, faith, and unwavering trust in the Almighty. As Joshua stood at the threshold of the promised land, God's command resounded with power and assurance. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. In the depths of uncertainty and fear, let us take solace in the steadfastness of God's presence, finding refuge in the words of Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? With hearts fortified by faith, let us boldly declare with the writer of Hebrews, the Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? Hebrews 13:6. May these timeless truths embolden our spirits, guiding us through the valleys and peaks of life's journey. For in the shelter of God's promises, we find courage to face every trial and triumph. The worry often emerges as a shadow that seeks to darken our path and weigh down our spirits. It whispers insidious doubts and fears, casting doubt upon our ability to navigate life's twists and turns. Yet, in the midst of this tumult, faith stands as a steadfast beacon of light, illuminating the way forward with hope and trust in God's providence. As Jesus tenderly admonishes us, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Isn't life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Matthew 6:25. In these words, we find a divine invitation to release the burden of our worries and anxieties, and instead, to place our trust in the loving arms of our Heavenly Father. For worry is born out of a belief in our own limitations, a fear that we are alone in the face of life's challenges. But faith teaches us to see beyond the narrow confines of our circumstances, to behold the boundless power and unwavering goodness of God. It reminds us that we are not abandoned or forsaken, but rather cherished and held in the palm of His hand. Just as the flowers of the field and the birds of the air are tenderly cared for by our Creator, so too can we trust in His provision for our every need. Indeed, worry is a thief that robs us of the joy and peace that are rightfully ours as children of God. It blinds us to the beauty of the present moment, obscuring the blessings that surround us each day. But faith opens our eyes to see the world through the lens of divine love, transforming our worries into prayers and our fears into opportunities for growth. It empowers us to face life's challenges with courage and resilience, knowing that we do not walk alone, but rather hand in hand with the one who has promised to never leave us nor forsake us. Therefore, let us cast aside the heavy cloak of worry that weighs upon our shoulders, and instead clothe ourselves in the garment of faith. Let us entrust our concerns and cares to the God who holds the universe in his hands, confident that he is faithful to provide for us in ways beyond our understanding. And as we journey forward with hearts uplifted in trust, may we bear witness to the transformative power of faith, shining as beacons of hope in a world that is too often consumed by worry and fear. As the psalmist declares, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." Psalm 55:22. In his boundless love and infinite wisdom, he bears the burden of our worries and carries us through the storms that threaten to engulf us. As we go about our day, let us remain attuned to his gentle whispers and guiding nudges, trusting in his providence to lead us along the path of righteousness. For in the midst of our everyday concerns, God's actions are ever at work, shaping and molding us into vessels of his grace and instruments of his peace. As we confront the daunting uncertainties that besiege our hearts, his steadfast presence offers solace and strength, banishing the darkness with the radiance of his love. In moments of trembling apprehension, let us heed the gentle whisper of his voice, echoing through the corridors of our souls, bidding us to trust in his unfailing promises. For he declares, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah 41:10. With unwavering faith as our compass, we embark on a journey of transformation, guided by the divine hand that calms the storm and beckons us to walk upon the waters of our fears. Though the tempest may rage and the winds of doubt may howl, we stand firm in the assurance of his unyielding presence, knowing that he is the anchor that holds us steady amidst the tumultuous seas of life. Just as Peter, buoyed by faith, stepped out of the boat and into the unknown depths, let us too take bold strides forward, confident in the knowledge that God's guiding hand will never lead us astray. As we surrender our fears to his divine care, we discover that they hold no power over us, for his perfect love casts out all fear. 1 John 4:18. With hearts fortified by faith and minds renewed by his truth, we rise above the clamor of our anxieties, emboldened to embrace the abundant life that he has ordained for us. For in the sanctuary of his guidance, fear dissipates like mist before the morning sun, and we emerge as victors, conquerors of our own insecurities, and heirs to the promise of his peace that surpasses all understanding. In the midst of these storms, we find solace in the unshakable promises of our Heavenly Father, who declares, "I am with you always, even to the end of the age." Matthew 28:28. With each step we take along the winding path of our journey, his presence is our constant companion, a guiding light that illuminates the darkness and instills courage in our hearts. When the burdens of life weigh heavily upon our shoulders and the road ahead seems steep and treacherous, let us take refuge in the assurance that God is our ever-present help in times of need. Psalm 46:1. He is the rock upon which we stand firm, the fortress that shields us from the arrows of doubt and despair. As we face the giants that loom before us and the valleys that stretch out beneath our feet, his strength is made perfect in our weakness, empowering us to press on with unwavering determination and unyielding faith. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. With his mighty hand leading the way, we need not shrink back in timidity or cower in the face of adversity. Instead, let us rise to meet the challenges that lie before us, emboldened by the knowledge that he who is within us is greater than he who is in the world. 1 John 4:4. With hearts steadfast in faith and minds anchored in his promises, we press forward with confidence, knowing that in his strength we are more than conquerors. Therefore, let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Galatians 6:9. Though the road may be long and the journey fraught with obstacles, let us fix our eyes upon Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who endured the cross for the joy set before him. Hebrews 12:2. With his example as our guide and his promises as our anchor, we press on, knowing that our labor in the Lord is not in vain. 1 Corinthians 15:58. And as we walk in obedience and trust, may His presence go before us, His grace sustain us, and His love surround us, now and forevermore. We are not called to live in defeat or timidity, but to walk in the power and authority that comes from being children of the Most High. As soldiers of the cross, we are called to be strong and courageous, knowing that the battle belongs to the Lord and that victory has already been won. With hearts ablaze with the fire of His Spirit, we stand firm in the face of adversity, armed with the armor of God and strengthened by His promises. Don't give up before the difficulties of life. Don't panic before dangerous battles. Be bold and courageous whatever happens in life. For God has not given us a spirit of timidity, but of power, love and discretion. 2 Timothy 1:7. With His power flowing through our veins and His love filling our hearts, we rise above the trials that seek to overwhelm us, confident in the knowledge that the one within us is greater than those who are in the world. 1 John 4:4. Even though the path may be filled with obstacles and enemies may attack us from all sides, we continue with unwavering determination, knowing that nothing can stand against the power of our God. In the arena of faith, we are called to become more victors through the one who loved us. Romans 8:37. With the banner of His love raised above us and the sword of His word in hand, we move forward boldly and surely, knowing that we fight from a position of victory, not to win. For Christ has conquered sin and death, and in His name we claim victory as heirs of His kingdom. Let us not become weary in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not lose heart. Galatians 6:9. With our eyes fixed on the prize that awaits us, we move forward with courage and determination, knowing that our labor in the Lord is not in vain. 1 Corinthians 15:58. And as we walk in obedience and trust, may His strength sustain us, His grace sustain us, and His presence go before us, now and forevermore. As believers, we are called not only to dream but also to dare to fulfill those dreams with righteousness and integrity. For God delights in the desires of our hearts when they are aligned with His will, and He longs to see us flourish and thrive in the purpose for which He has created us. At the heart of our existence lies the profound journey of knowing and loving God, for in Him, we discover the true purpose and meaning of life. As we delve into the depths of His infinite love and boundless wisdom, we are transformed from the inside out, our hearts and minds illuminated by the brilliance of His presence. It is through this intimate relationship with our Creator that we are able to cultivate a character marked by righteousness, integrity, and compassion. For it is in the crucible of life's trials and triumphs that our character is forged, shaped by the refining fire of God's grace and mercy. As we walk in obedience to His word and surrender our will to His divine plan, we are molded into vessels of honor, fit for the Master's use. With each passing day, we strive to emulate the character of Christ, seeking to love as He loved, to forgive as He forgave, and to serve as He served. In the midst of life's uncertainties and challenges, we find solace in the knowledge that we are not alone, for our Heavenly Father cares for us with a love that knows no bounds. Just as a loving parent watches over their children with tender care and affection, so too does God watch over us, His beloved sons and daughters. With hearts steadfast in trust and minds anchored in His promises, we rest in the assurance that He will never leave us nor forsake us, but will guide us with His loving hand through every storm and trial that we may face. As we draw near the conclusion of this motivational journey, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for joining me on this transformative exploration. May the words spoken here serve as seeds of inspiration, taking root in the fertile soil of your hearts and blossoming into radiant expressions of faith, courage, and love. As we part ways, I invite you to share your prayers, reflections, and insights in the comments section below. Let us lift one another up in prayer, offering support, encouragement, and solidarity as we continue to walk the path of faith together. May God bless you abundantly now and always.